welcome back. It's Vlogmas day 2, so let's get this day started. Today I'm going to be baking some bread and doing some decorating. It's snowing outside and it's really cold, so I'm pretty sure I won't be doing decorating outside, but there's still lots to do inside, so let's get started. So I'm making 2 batches of bread, and I've got 2 bread makers going, or I will. So I need a cup and a half of warm water in each. It's the same recipe. So, and this is a 1/4 cup of melted vegan butter. You can use any kind of oil or butter you want. The other one, I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of organic extra virgin olive oil. So I pre-package my bread mixture, and then I just write on it that I need to add the first 4 ingredients, which is water, oil, or butter, and then, and actually you could probably just leave that out. I think it's might help a little bit with the texture, but I've made it before without it and it was hardly noticeable. So, and then sugar and yeast, and then I just dump this in and turn it on. And if you're cutting back on sugar, if you don't have to add sugar, you could use, you can leave it out actually, but I think it makes the bread taste better. Or you could use stevia or some kind of baking sweetener, honey. So I know most bread machine instructions will tell you to put the yeast on top of everything else, but I don't understand why. Because it does the same thing. As soon as you turn this on, it mixes everything up anyway. And I would prefer to make sure that my yeast is rising before I add my bread mixture. So I let this sit for just a minute and make sure that my yeast is active, because if it's not, then I need to empty this out, start over, and I don't want to waste this bread mixture if the yeast isn't good and I have to start over. Okay, my yeast is bubbly, so it's okay to add this now. I usually make several of these bags when I run out. You know, on baking day I'll fill the bread machines, and then I make several of these bags of the bread mix, and it makes days like today baking bread much faster. And then electricity helps. It needs some electricity. There we go. So I use the dough setting, and then I take them out and I roll them out and finish them in the oven. I prefer that to the way this bakes it. This is okay, but we prefer it finished in the oven. only other thing I have to do until this is done and it beeps, it's ready to go, is I take a spatula and I come in and see how it sticks to the edges. If I don't push that down, it won't incorporate. So you just need to come back and make sure that, and it only has to run for a few minutes before you do this. And now it'll incorporate, and I won't have any bits of flour and batter that aren't incorporated. And all bread machines do this, as far as I know, because these are two totally different brands, and you still have to do it. I don't think it has anything to do with the bread machine. It's just the nature of it. So when those beep, I'll come and take them out and finish them out in the oven.
Come joining us all, the feeling is here today. Come on now, let's go, caroling through the snow all day. We've been good, but we can last. Hurry Christmas, hurry now. I can't wait to see what's under the Christmas tree for you and me. Oh, little bear toys that cuddle and woo.
I'm sure you've seen people do potpourri like this on their stove, where you're basically boiling some citrus fruit and some spices and things like that. So what I do is I take lemon that I used for my water, just the rinds and whatever's left, and just put it in plain water, and then I put in a couple of cinnamon sticks, and then you can add cloves if you want to. There's other spices you can add to it also, but I find cinnamon and citrus does an amazing job on its own, and then you're not spending money on extra spices. And really 1 or 2 cinnamon sticks will do the job, and you can keep reusing the cinnamon sticks. I would just change out the water and the citrus after a day or 2. But you want to bring this up to a boil and then turn it down and simmer it, and the smell just permeates the whole house, and it smells like Christmas. You could also, rosemary is another good one to put in there, or if you have some sprigs of pine from a real tree, or a wreath or something like that. But here's the trick. A lot of people worry about leaving this on their stove because they might forget that it's there and then it'll burn, and you know, the whole deal. So my tip is keep a bag of glass marbles and put about 4 or 5 into the pot. That's all it takes. And they'll sink to the bottom, and what happens is if the water gets low, probably about right there, the boiling of the water will knock the glass marbles around and make a lot of noise, and it'll remind you that it's here, and so you can add more water to it. So these still have about 30 minutes left on the timer, but I'm going to go ahead and take them out because they're just on their final rise anyway. So it's okay for me to go ahead and take them out. And I'll get the ovens warmed up and get this rolled out. Okay, I'm going to get both ovens going. The bottom one I'm going to do 200, let it get warm, get up to 200, and then I'll turn it off, and I'll let my rolls, or if I have a loaf, I'll let that rise down there first, and then I'll get this one going at 400, and I usually do some, I call them sandwich flats, but it's basically like a flat bun, and I just put those in the oven right away because they rise a little bit on their own anyway, so they don't need extra rise time.
shining like no other. Ooh, I don't want what's wrapped in paper. No, I don't long for gifts of gold, but I'll be home for you. Oh, I'll be home for you. And I'll be home for you. I'll be home for you. Following the stars that lead me straight to you, to you. And though this long December night, only you can pull me through. Nothing wrong with cheers and carols. Oh, nothing wrong with sleigh bells in the snow. But I'll be home for you. Oh, I'll be home for you. Ooh, I'll be home for you. There is nothing else I wish for. Won't you make my dream come true? Let's not wait another year.
Okay, so I put away the bread makers, cleaned them, put them away, and I'm still waiting for the rolls to rise. The kitchen's clean. I finished cleaning up everything. It really doesn't take that long. It really only takes about maybe 5-10 minutes of cleanup, 10 max, to make the bread. And if you use parchment paper, you're gonna have even less cleanup. Pretty easy.
I am on my way again. Can't believe it's been a year. Riding through the winter night, thinking of my only wish. I don't need a perfect snowman, and I don't need the bells and boughs, but I'll be home for you. I'll be home for you. I'll be home for you. I'll be home for you.
What you got, Billy? It's his favorite. Bully stick. Should last for hours, if not days, but he's a Tasmanian devil and he will eat through it in no time flat. He is not playing with some chewing. Look how he uses his paws. He's smart. He's got thumbs. He hides them from us. He can open cabinets without scratching them, and I don't know how, unless he has a thumb. He has no interest in me right now. Alright, buddy, I'll leave you alone.
These are my porch trees. Put one on either side of the door, but I keep them in this box they came in just because it's easier to store. I don't really have anything to put them in otherwise, so. Boy, whoever taped these last year did a great job. She made them very difficult to get into.
with cheers and carols. Oh, nothing wrong with sleigh bells in the snow, but I'll be home for you. Oh, I'll be home for you. Ooh, I'll be home for you. There is nothing else I wish for. Won't you make my dream come true? Let's not wait another year. Make me wish you were here. I'll be home for you. Everything is calm, now it's midnight. Everybody's sleeping, all is peace. And I'm still hanging round in a house that's filled with lights, walking through a midnight wonderland. The wise men keeping watch, now it's midnight. And though it's cold outside, we're staying warm. And the star will always shine, it's the season for all time, walking in our midnight wonderland. The fuss and hustle of yesterday's gone. Now let us focus on the holidays, having fun, coming together with the family and friends. A gift that's heaven sent, it's heaven sent.
Okay, let's do the Advent calendar. Day number 2. To see everything but. Oh, there you are. It is Festive Spice. Black tea with cinnamon, orange, ginger, cardamom, cloves, nutmeg, and pepper. That sounds yummy. All right. How about let's go make that right now? Okay, and then you're supposed to turn this around. Huh? I thought you were supposed to, oh, is it made different? I'll have to read what all these numbers are for. But I'm turning them to the red one right now because I'm assuming it makes a picture whenever it's done. That's usually how it works. So, all right, let's go make some tea.
Everything is calm, now it's midnight. Everybody's sleeping, all is peace. And I'm still hanging round in a house that's filled with lights, walking through a midnight wonderland. The wise men keeping watch, now it's midnight. And though it's cold outside, we're staying warm. And the star will always shine, it's the season for all time, walking in our midnight wonderland. The fuss and hustle
at Vlogmas Day 2, guys. I've got to get to editing this video so I can get it out to you tomorrow. I hope that you're being kind to yourself and to each other, and that you'll join me for the rest of Vlogmas. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.